Hello and thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. As marketing guru Stephen Jeffs famously put it, innovation is the unrelenting urge to shatter the status quo and grow anew where few have ventured to go. Today you'll see how the youth of this generation are transforming the agriculture sector in ways that only few have thought of. So don't go anywhere. There's more to unfold after this.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 16, 2022. 5 new judges have been appointed to serve in the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. Justice Kisok Lang has been appointed to act as judge of the Court of Appeal. Masters Pamela Mason and Stephanie Orr, along with Her Honor Opal Smith and His Honor Dale Staple, have been appointed to act as puisne judges. They were given their instruments of appointments during a ceremony at King's House on Tuesday. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen congratulated the judges on their appointment while encouraging them to work diligently to maintain efficiency in the justice system.
May I encourage each one of you to always make excellence your watchword, and remember that justice is the framework of the sustainable future to which we are all committed. I wish you a successful tenure.
Chief Justice Brian Sykes says all the judges have exhibited the characteristics that make them worthy of appointment. President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Patrick Brooks, similarly expressed confidence in their competence, pointing out that they had all acted in the capacity before.
The fact that they have been recalled to serve is a testament to their talent, application, and dedication. I am confident that they will continue to perform admirably.
The ceremony represented the final swearing-in of judges appointed to serve for the Michaelmas term. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expressing confidence that the Sixth Form Pathways program will assist with deviance among Jamaica's youth. Under the program, 2 additional years have been added to the mandatory secondary school period of study, allowing students to attain 1 or more certification. Prime Minister Holness says the program ensures that all students receive the full benefit of the education system. He adds that keeping them engaged for the additional time provides the young people with more opportunities, which becomes a deterrent to antisocial behavior.
We cannot deny the fundamental intelligence behind extending the school year from 5 to 7. Get more of our youth in school and keep them there for as long as you can.
The Prime Minister was addressing a recent education sector town hall meeting held at Jamaica College in St. Andrew. Persons living in Northwest St. Elizabeth can expect to begin benefiting from the Newmarket water supply system by February next year. State Minister of Transport and Mining and Member of Parliament for the area, J.C. Hutchinson, gave that update in Parliament recently. He says the system will provide piped water to residents in 10 districts in the Newmarket division. In the Lacovia division, a water line will be coming from Magatti to Newton, which will be able to supply water to the district of Cocoa and surrounding areas.
The Maple solar water system has suffered many setbacks over the years, as it was slated to have been completed in 2021, but was plagued with land acquisition issues. However, work is progressing, and the residents of Maple and Ginger Hill will be getting water by the end of 2022.
The minister also revealed that by the end of this month, 94 roads in the area would have signs as part of an ongoing project to erect signs throughout the constituency. In the meantime, farmers in Northwest St. Elizabeth will soon be embarking on a project to grow and export castor bean on a larger scale. State Minister of Transport and Mining and Member of Parliament for the area, J.C. Hutchinson, also made that announcement in Parliament this week. He says the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, JBI, is now working on establishing a castor bean project using mined-out bauxite lands close to the area.
While we in Northwest St. Elizabeth are outside of the bauxite mining belt, there are already many farmers who are cultivating castor. They are looking to partner with the JBI in this venture. We see this project as a game changer for these farmers in the constituency.
The minister says under the project, the farmers will process the castor beans to extract castor oil for export, tapping into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Students at Franklin Town Primary are enjoying a newly painted school building. A mural signifying the friendship between Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, as well as similarities between the two cultures, has also been unveiled at the institution. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams has welcomed the project, which was undertaken through sponsorship provided by the Embassy of the Dominican Republic's DomRep School Adoption Program. The project allows the embassy to develop a year-long curriculum and teach students the Spanish language and culture of the Dominican Republic.
We're always happy and grateful for the sponsors who come on to lend their support, their time, their effort to bring things into the school.
And finally, the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM, is reporting that Lieutenant General Rocky Meade will no longer be taking up the post of Cabinet Secretary and Head of the Public Service. Lieutenant General Meade informed the OPM that the public discourse on his appointment did not provide a settled environment for him to assume such a significant office. He thanked the Governor-General, the Prime Minister, and the Public Service Commission for their consideration and confidence in offering him the Secretary-General post. Lieutenant General Meade, who was Chief of Defense Staff of the Jamaica Defense Force, served for 38 years before retiring in January 2022. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
How many more must die because of reckless drivers? How fast is too fast? Make we take time, no man. Obey the rules of the road. Drive with care.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is collaborating and striving to ensure that Jamaicans eat what they grow. Our youth have opted to join the movement by contributing their vision, expertise, and creative approaches. Please take a look.
As I toured the grounds and visited the different booths and displays, I am impressed by the many opportunities that have emerged through the increased use of technology to diversify and to increase the food yield.
Denby 2022 yielded much, including a vivid display of how the youth are embracing and developing cutting-edge farming techniques that can be applied to improve Jamaica's agricultural industry. The College of Agriculture, Science and Education, CASE, has its own version of the system of growing plants without soil.
Alright, so we are promoting sustainable agricultural technologies, and so we actually have incorporated the use of an aeroponic system with a solar panel, and we have actually automated. So what we are actually doing is monitoring for our fish tank the pH, the water level, the temperature, the dissolved solid, and whatever parameters that are out, we are able to automatically adjust. We also have a pump that is pumping to our aeroponics on a timer base. So right here we have a automatic feeder which is set on a timer that will actually feed the fishes for you. The entire system is being powered by solar energy.
This system has the potential to provide or save energy for farmers in rural areas who may not have access to general electricity. A battery solar charge converter and inverter would be all you require. You can also add a drone to give live footage of your crops, keeping an eye out even when you are not there.
In my little section here, we are showing where we grow plant from a nursery stage and up to adult stage using an hydroponic system. This is basically a setup of a nursery system with a keg or a jug that store the water inside of it.
This project demonstrates how to build a plant growing system out of everyday items.
This is a washing machine water pump. So it pumps the water in the irrigation line here, and these are the solenoid valves that allow the water to come out.
Youth at the Jamaica 4-H clubs are also innovating new ways of farming.
Behind me, I have a bamboo A-frame where the concept behind it is to plant shallow root crops in bamboo. So you get the water straight from the source and get the nutrients straight from the water solution. And the good thing about this is that you don't have to do any soil testing. You take any soil, you don't even have to be soil. So you can use sawdust, any different medium, right? But you are the one controlling the nutrients entering into the soil and the plant picking it up. And the bamboo acts as a holder, so the water does not leach away in the soil.
This, what I have here, is called a vertical drum planter. And with this drum planter, you can grow numerous plants in small areas. It have a composter, an organic composter, where you can put dry materials, even paper, and even green materials, and it will decompose and all the nutrients go into the plants.
Vegetation like cabbage and pak choy can be grown in this system, and you would not have to worry about space as it can be placed in a greenhouse, on concrete, or basically anywhere.
I came up with this idea of creating a miniature herb garden from recyclable materials, because we really have plastic bottles lying down all around, so might as well put them to use, especially when you can get food from them. All you have to do is fill this storage area, and it goes to the sub-storage below, which is still made from plastic bottles that are just cut in half, while the top is inverted, where you can put your soil to grow your plants.
Students at the Ebony Park Heart Academy have a sweet idea.
We are showcasing the three-dimension or cross-section of what would be going on inside of your beehive at home while you can't see. But here, you get the experience of seeing what is going on inside there.
We're actually displaying two skill areas. The first skill area is mechatronics, and the second skill area is mobile robotics. So mechatronics, the basics of it is that it deals with systems integration and process automation, while robotics deals with automation. An example that you will see here, we are showing a conveyor belt having apples on it, and those apples are being transferred from one conveyor belt into boxes on another conveyor belt. Now let's say that your apples now in those boxes, they have reached the end of that conveyor belt, and you want to get those boxes inside of a truck to go and deliver them. That robot would actually come to the end of that conveyor belt, take those boxes and carry them to the truck. Robotics and mechatronics, they are a part of the Industry 4.0. But guess what? There's something called Agriculture 4.0, where that is where you take these two technologies and incorporate them in the agricultural sector. So with that, you'd find a lot of large farms that have all of their process. They're monitoring them over the internet, and not only that, having robots on their farm harvesting.
The future is agriculture, and our youth have begun to innovate ways for Jamaica to grow what we eat and eat what we grow. That which a nation sows, so shall it harvest.
The task of creating a plan to promote economic growth and sustainable development in Jamaica's land, housing, environment, climate change, water and wastewater treatment sectors is delegated to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Let's find out more from one of the top executives in the ministry and see how she's working to improve the public sector.
Hi.
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How's the day so far?
Going very well. Going as planned.
It's going as planned.
Going as planned.
And oftentimes when we plan our days, it doesn't go like that. And we often have to put things in place like rituals.
Yes.
So starting off the day, we have morning rituals. I have one. What are your morning rituals?
Well, my morning rituals, starting from home, I presume. Yes, I get up early, 4 o'clock, sometimes 4:35, go through my usual devotions. That's a way of life for me. And make my breakfast. I do make my own breakfast, and I actually cook breakfast. I prepare my breakfast, take to work with me, and leave home to get to the office on time for my usual very hectic schedule.
Tell us exactly, what do you do?
Oh, it's hard to define the work of a permanent secretary, but the permanent secretary really is the person who oversees everything in a ministry.
What was the most difficult decision that you had to make recently?
When I was told that my then chief technical director, Wayne Robertson, was selected, I was going to lose him. He was selected and appointed as permanent secretary in the new ministry. It was difficult because I was asked to release him, and you know, when you're in government, when you're shifting staff, you have to get release from whether the permanent secretary or the supervisor. It was hard for me because I know it would have been a great loss in terms of the support that I would have been, I would be losing. By the way, we have been talking. Would you like some water, a cup of tea or so?
I'll take the water to go.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'll take it to go. What inspires you? What's the thing that inspires you most? Or where do you draw your inspiration from?
You know, people may believe that working in government, it is boring. But for me, no. I am inspired by the fact that we have so many projects being undertaken in our ministry, both ministries. I feel at all times that I am making a difference. I am making a contribution. So when we have some of these large infrastructure projects, for instance, when you start with it from scratch, as they would say, from inception, from the concept, and you're involved in all the preparatory work and the implementation, and to see it come to fruition, you feel a sense of satisfaction.
At the end of the day, when the sun has set on your time in the public sector and you're walking away and you can become a fly on the wall and persons are talking about you and they're talking about your legacy, what would that sound like? What do you want that to sound like?
I would want it to sound like I came and I made a difference.
What's one thing your staff would say about you? What one short thing that you do on a regular basis, or they can look forward to you doing that's individual to you?
What is it now? Well, I know what they will say about me.
What did they say?
Is that I am miserable. I am a stickler for excellence and perfection. I'm a perfectionist. And I keep saying to them, I want what you're supposed to give. I want you to give your best as I tried to give my best. So, you know, they would tell you that PS, yes, I operate an open door. Any staff can come into my office anytime with anything personal. But no matter how close you think you are with her, if you don't do the work, you're going to have a problem with her.
And then they can fly off the wall and leave.
Yeah. yes.
In your role as permanent secretary, you have traveled all over. You have seen many places. Tell me one place that stands out to you. It doesn't have to be the most significant, but somewhere that your travels in the role has taken you to.
You know, strange enough, it's down under.
Australia.
Australia and New Zealand.
Aside from the Bible, which other book would you recommend for reading?
The last book I read that has left an impression on me, Princess. It's a book that speaks to how women are viewed in their society and how they are treated. And there are some stories there. It was about a princess from a particular culture and what they went through as women.
I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much for allowing me to intrude on your day and for chatting with us. You know, keep doing the good work, and thank you once again.
And thanks for dropping in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the water too.
Oh, you're most welcome. All right, have a good evening.
Have a good one yourself.
Thank you.
In our next feature, we'll look at how one organization is working to care for, protect, and preserve the environment.
I'm here with our team and also Circle K International. We're doing a beach cleanup, and that's our passion is the ocean. So we are here picking up as much garbage as we can with a small group, and so far we have gotten 211 pounds of rubbish and 3 bags of plastic bottles for Recycle Partners of Jamaica. We are very grateful for this small but effective initiative, and we're just encouraging persons to go out and do something for the environment today.
We came here to serve at the old hospital beach, and we came with the Montego Bay Marine Park. And in light of Environment Day and World Ocean Day, we also wanted to join with them just to take up some plastic, some garbage, because we know these are affecting our environment. If you look at the North Gully and stuff that is coming into the ocean, we see that we need to take initiative to protect our environment.
We choose to do this in this area to keep Montego Bay clean, to keep this section of St. James pristine. It's something we do every year. We have lots of organizations joining us each year, and this year is no exception, even with the pandemic. We know this area is heavily used by Montegonians, and we like to keep it clean and pristine.
When we do our cleanups, trust me, the top thing that we always find is plastic bottles. Plastic is really everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Just going along the shoreline, you'll encounter plastic. Going onto the beaches for just swimming or snorkeling, you'll encounter plastic. And even when we go diving deep down 100 and odd feet, you're still finding plastic. So it's just everywhere, and it's a big concern for us. So this initiative is really what we want to push to get the plastic out of the environment, and that's what we aim to do.
If you come to the beaches, you see all these plastics and the water looks so dirty and all of that. So we want to take the initiative to protect our marine life, because sometimes we don't have enough fish and the fishes are being affected and so forth. So we just want to take an initiative to maintain our marine life. As you know, the coral reefs are being affected as well.
And
here today to help to contribute to resolving an issue which we are all plagued with. There is a grave problem with our climate and our environment. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Montego Bay Marine Park and the UTEC family for coming out and launching such a wonderful initiative.
So persons may be wondering, what do we do at the Montego Bay Marine Park? Our main aim, our core mandate is really to protect and care and preserve the environment. So what we do on a daily basis is we patrol and care for the protected area, because the Montego Bay Marine Park is actually a protected area. We manage 2 protected areas, the airport fish sanctuary and also the Bogue lagoons. So we monitor those and ensure that no fishing within the no restricted zones. We also have a very active education program in which we go into schools. I mean, pre-COVID, we used to be up and about in schools and communities, educating them about the environment and best practices. And then we also have the scientific department in which we monitor the water system and whatever is going on in our environment. So that's really the core of what the Montego Bay Marine Park is about.
So you today or tomorrow or whenever in the future, make sure you take up a plastic bottle if you come on the beach or anywhere you go.
Please remember to use up those recycle bins. Try to build up that plastic bag with plastic bottles and try to recycle it.
I encourage all persons within the island to do their best, play their part, and ensure that their shorelines are kept clean, not only the beaches but the rivers and communities as well.
Are you a fan of the beach? I know I am, and if you've been a resident of this island for a while, you could have already been to one and enjoyed it. So, have you ever considered how to preserve and protect our local beaches? Cleaning up the beaches and picking up your rubbish as you go is one method to achieve this. What you also need to appreciate is that cleaning up has many advantages, from protecting animals to boosting the local economy. Here are a few things you should consider. Removing litter found on the beach guarantees that marine life won't come into contact with it and perhaps find themselves imperiled in some way or another. Clearing rubbish from beaches may boost the local economy. Tourists who frequent these beaches are more inclined to patronize and spend money at nearby businesses. Litter isn't just unappealing, but it can be dangerous. Metal with sharp edges and pieces of glass can create a public health hazard, just as much as an aesthetic one. The chemicals in plastic bottles that are frequently seen on shore can break down into minute fragments that fish consume. We then eat the same fish that contains the plastics, which can over time accumulate in our bodies and eventually lead to health issues. So maintaining your local beach involves fostering a better environment and a safer space for you to enjoy. We've come to the end of our program. Get a recap of all you saw here and more on our website, jis.gov.jm. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.